right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Agostino Pintus. I'm with Bulletproof Cashflow. So before we get into the topic today, I want to tell you a little bit about me and who I am and what my team and I actually do. We are in the real estate business, right? What we do is we have three lines of business that we do. We have first multifamily. You acquire large multifamily assets, okay? We have about 1,600 units currently. The second line of business is development. We actually do ground up development and adaptive reuse. Now, our thing though is urban infill. That is primarily what we're targeting these days, right? We're looking to go where there's a lot of money and we're trying to de-risk the deal as much as we possibly can. And we do that by building where there's already people there. When there's a built-in job market, there's already money there, there's already people there, it makes total sense. The third line of business is net lease. Okay, we have a fund and we actually go out and acquire these single tenant net lease deals. We have a whole bunch of them. We buy them in a fund and that provides our investors with monthly cash flow. So why am I telling you all this? Is this just a sort of weird flex or something? No, not at all. What I'm doing is I'm telling you that we seek out to build passive income streams. That's what we do. That's what real estate actually does. And that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about building passive income. And certainly the way that we did it, I mean, we control about $350 million of different assets in all three of these different types of deals here. So the thing is that there's a lot of paths to building wealth here, guys. A lot of paths to doing it. Okay. For many individuals, the key is, to start with a 9 to 5, the same way I did. I started with a 9 to 5 and they try to leverage it up from there to try to eventually build passive income. If that's where you're at right now, a lot of people start off that way. You know why? Because here's the thing. I grew up to immigrants. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I'm not some sort of trust fund baby or anything else like that, okay? I had to really work my ass off to get to where I am today, right? And what I do is I share a lot of my stories. I share them here with you on webinars like this. We have the Bulletproof Cashflow show, guys. Listen, we have over 400 videos on the YouTube channel, the Bulletproof Cashflow YouTube channel. Okay, and we've been doing this for years, and we're not a fly-by-night type of business here. We've been doing this for a long, long time. All right, and you can follow my whole journey there. You can see that this was not easy, and we started it right from scratch, guys. Like I said, not trust fund baby here. Started the same way that many of you guys out there are doing the same thing, right? So this is what I do to try to help you out and try to tell you some of the stories of some of the things that I'm doing right now, right? So let's talk a little bit about the topic specifically today, all right? The wealthy folks, they don't rely on earned income. They thrive on passive income. Okay, so once your passive income surpasses your earned income and it's able to cover all of your expenses, then you can start achieving some wealth, right? That's the real secret here. So it's crucial that you figure out how to create that passive type of income, okay? And there's certain ways of doing it, and we're going to get into the three different types of income. There's three different kinds, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about that, right? But the belief is really focused when it comes to building wealth that it's all about saving. It's all about just hurry up and try to compress as much as you can. And it's not really about that. It's about investing wisely and putting your money in the right place so you can get that that passive income. What do you do with that passive income? You can help your kids. You can help your church. You can help your community. Whatever it is that you wish to do, you'll be able to have the time and the capital to do and live life the way that you want to live, right? For some people, they don't want to do the 9 to 5. I know I didn't. That was never my bag, and I ended up doing that for a long period of time, longer than I probably should have, right? So, but that's all right. That's all right. What do we do now? Now we do real estate, and investing in real estate, it's a tremendous way to build out wealth. Why is that? Well, because it's heavily tax advantaged, right? When you have the depreciation you get to take off of your earned income, and it serves as a safeguard against inflation too. I mean, Name one other thing. Try to think of one other type of asset class where you can throw a bunch of money in it and it keeps on growing up. And you know it's going to be secured, right? There's nothing else. Not even precious metal does that, right? Not even precious metal does that. I love precious metals too, but it just doesn't. Why? Because you don't get that steady cash flow that comes in too. They don't get the passive income. And really what we also want here is not only building passive income with investing in a hard asset. That's one of the things. We want a hard asset that also throws off cash. Real estate's the only thing that does it. Unless you got something else. If you do, let me know in the comments because I don't know. All right. So, but I'm telling you, there isn't, right? So the ultimate goal here is to build a sustainable lifestyle fueled by passive income while reserving earned income exclusively for investment purposes. Now, let's get into what exactly does passive income mean? There's actually 3 types of passive income. So before I get into these 3 passive income types, if you are interested in raising money, say you're working on your own deals, you're trying to put your own deals together, okay, raising capital is one of the things you have to learn how to do. If you go to www.guidetocapital.com, go ahead and download a free ebook there. I go through the ins and outs of how to raise capital. It's not some cheap, crappy, 2-page pamphlet. It's an actual substantial book, totally free. Just download it now, right? And it tells you everything from how to dress, what to say, how to say it, who to talk to, the whole 9 yards. It's all in that book, totally free. So go ahead and check that out, guidetocapital.com, all right? So let's get into the 3 types of income because it's important to understand what the 3 types are because people, you see it all over social media. Oh, passive income, everyone else passive income. Yeah, well, what is passive income? What does that mean, right? Let's go into number 1 first, earned income, okay? This is the money you earn at a job. That's it, all right? This is how most people make a living, earned income, all right? That means you're trading time for dollars. You're trading time for dollars. Now here's an interesting concept for you. This is the most expensive type of money you can possibly earn. I'll repeat it. This is the most expensive kind of money that you can earn. Now you might say, why do you mean by that, right? What the hell does that mean? Well, here's the thing, all right, guys? Not only are you getting taxed to death on that income, all right? Heavily taxed, all right? And then you also get taxed every single time you use that money too, all right? Let's put that aside for a second, but every single time you use that money, meaning you go and earn that money, you earn $100, you're immediately walking out, you're walking out of the building with 60 now because the government took 40. And then you're going to go to the store, you're going to pay tax again on the food that you just bought, and you're going to get tax again when you go get fuel for your car. You're going to pay all this other tax. It's all hidden. So by the time you actually get home, you might have $20 left over, right? Ridiculous. But here's the thing. The one thing that people never think about is the time. The time. They spent all their time, their life force. Your life force is what's inside of you right now. You get one shot at this, guys. I don't know what happens after this. I have no idea. It's not my gig, right? All I do know is what I experience right now as a human, and I can tell you this is all we got from what I understand. I've not been to the other side, all right? If I were, I'd just go ahead and tell you about it, right? The thing is, though, is that when you're trading your life force is the most expensive thing that you own. Your life force, what keeps you alive right now, right? You're trading it for paper dollars that are printed on a printing press. Think about that for a second, right? And then they tax the hell out of it. This is what causes people to get pissed off and start a country, right? This is it right here. So earned income should be a temporary way of earning your money, and then you start trading it up for 2 and 3, which I'll get to in a second. But I think for many of us, myself included, I was in the same boat as you guys. I was told the same thing. You go work that 40-hour job, you go work there for 40 years, and then you're going to get 40% of your money because the government stole 60 of it, right? The 40-40-40 plan. Terrible deal. Terrible deal. I was in the same boat too. And I quit that. It's ridiculous, okay? There are other ways to earn income aside from doing your W-2 job, right? You can go ahead and say, open up an online store, start selling products, start doing things with your time to leverage more income coming in while you're, say, doing a W-2 job, right? The whole point of this here is to continue building other sources of income so you can eventually invest it down the road. Okay, that's what we're looking to do here. When you're in the earned income bracket, when you're trying to trade time for money, okay? Maybe you earn money doing an online store. Maybe you're a graphics person. Maybe you want to start doing some freelance work on trying to get some other cash flows by doing other work for other folks. Maybe you're a marketing person. Maybe you're an engineer and you can consult, right? Other ways to trade your time for some of that money, all right? Most people start off that way in the earned income place, and that's all right. You know, I did too. And the ultimate goal here is to get from earned income and eventually place it into an investment type of vehicle, right? Again, you can do it your own way. You can go ahead and do your own deals. Certainly, you can go to the bank, work on putting together a deal where maybe you're going to buy a duplex, a triplex, fourplex, or bigger, and try to put your own deals together, right? You certainly can. There is a way to do it. It's you partner up with someone else. You can put together a deal that would make sense for an investor, and then you can leverage their money and put into a deal yourself, right? We'll get into that in number 3, right? But for the time being here, when I'm talking about earned income, you're trading time, your life force that you have on this planet, for other ways of getting some of that income. Don't always look just to the W-2 alone, okay? You have many more hours in the day, aside from the 40 hours a week that you're spending, okay? If you really, truly want to get out of the situation that you're in right now, that means working even harder to try to build some of that more cash to have it come in, so you can set it aside, so you can invest it. Maybe you want to invest it in portfolio income. Maybe you do want to do stocks. If you're good at it, great. Or you can go straight into setting that money aside, as much of it as you can, and throw it into a real estate deal, either again on your own or as a partner in a much larger deal, right? Those larger deals, by the way, a lot less risk in a larger deal, because on a small deal, no one really cares about your small deal. The banks don't even want to do small deals. They hate small deals. On a big deal, everybody's watching that big deal. The banks are watching it. The property manager's watching it. You're watching it. A lot of people watching that big deal. That means that's a lower risk, if you think about it, right? So, again, earned income, what we're trying to do is maximize your time on the planet, amplify that time to try to pull in as much cash as you can, so you can eventually stick it to the third item, all right? That earned income thing we're going to talk about here in a minute, okay? But first, let's get into number 2, portfolio income, okay? Now, this money is made through capital gains, all right? So let's say, for instance, you own 50 units of a stock, $10 a share, okay? Then you sell it for $20. Great, you sell it for $20 a share, okay? That's a $500 gain. So once you realize it, it's a portfolio gain. So you're going to pay tax on the $500, and that's what it is, right? So money in the stock feels again, you have that emotional thing, feels like it's undervalued, right? And you feel it, and you feel like it might go up in value. You feel speculative, and you think it might go up in value, okay? It's all speculation. You don't know what's going to happen down the road with that stock. The same way that, let's see, some people might remember the electric company that was in California there. Everybody was jumping all over this stock. This is going back quite a while. everybody went crazy and bought this stock. And next thing you know, they went bust and took all their investors with them. Not just the shareholders that owned the stock, but everyone else, the banks, the lenders, the friends, the family, everyone else that was in that business that invested their money, out the door, done, stock went to zero, right? I'm not saying, again, that you shouldn't do stocks or whatever. It's not my bag, all right? Stocks, crypto, all these things are all based on speculation. It's all based on the expectation that you're buying a stock at a deal, you're getting a deal on it, it's undervalued for whatever reason, and it's going to be worth more in the future because of XYZ reason, okay? Keep in mind that with a stock, you're not on the inside. You're not on the inside. What does that mean? I've worked for a publicly traded company before, all right? So I know something about being on the behind the scenes as one of the C-level guys, pulling the levers, motivating people, trying to get people to do what they need to do so we can meet the goals of the business, right? You're not privy to any of that stuff. That doesn't make it, again, it doesn't make it good or bad. I'm just letting you know that you're betting on the horse and the jockey in a stock. They have no idea where it's going to be, okay? I'm not crazy about such things. That's why I don't do stocks, right? I want to be aware of what my stock or what business, where my money is going, and how my little troops that I'm setting out to war, what they're going to do and what they're going to come back with. Hopefully, they take some prisoners and bring them back to me. That's what I'm looking for, right? Here's what I mean. Let's say you have a stock and you have real estate. Okay, real estate. I have a tenant with a lease, a contract. A lease is a contract, by the way. Okay, versus a stock. I have a contract here that says that tenant is going to pay me in 30 days. I know in 30 days what my money's going to be in my hand in 30 days because I have a piece of paper, a contract that says so. If they don't, I have legal remedy to go after that person and get my money. Over here on the stock, I put a bunch of money in here. In 30 days, what's that stock going to be valued? What's Apple going to be valued at in 30 days from now exactly? Do you know? Nobody knows. You don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen in 30 days from now, right? That's why the uncertainty is really what harms a lot of these deals, right? In my opinion, I mean, that's why I don't do stocks. I like to have certainty with my money. I like to know what's going to happen with my money. That's why I don't do stocks, right? That's the reason. So, not to mention all the other benefits that you get from real estate, the tax benefits, things like that, where you just don't get it. Stocks, ETFs, crypto, all that stuff. And again, you get no cash flow either. No cash flow in any of this stuff. All right. So far, where are we at? There's three things. We already covered two, right? We covered the first, earned income. You go to a job. Okay. The second, portfolio income. All right. That's where we're at. What's the third? All right. Passive income. Okay. Passive income. This is where you're investing in real estate. You're investing in things like real estate, okay? It provides consistent cash flow while you're invested in a hard asset, okay? Now, like I said, I was able to grow my net worth, secure my financial future with real estate, real, tangible, physical assets, some of which have been around for hundreds of years, some even longer than that, all right? Real estate, think about it for a second. Whenever someone takes a trip to Europe, they jump on a plane with their family and friends and they fly all the way to Europe. What are they looking at? Out that window, a building that's been there for thousands of years. Looking at real estate. That's what they're looking at. They fly all the way there to go look at real estate. The real estate doesn't belong to them, right? But think about it for a second, right? Nobody's going to go there to look at these little pieces of paper of past currencies that have now gone away, right? Nobody does that, right? The real estate that produces cash flow is where the passive income is coming from, all right? That's what it is, right? It doesn't require me to sell my time for money. This is what the wealthy have done, right? This is what the wealthy have figured out. I didn't figure this stuff out, guys, till later. Like I said before, my mommy and daddy, they were immigrants from Italy, all right? I had to learn all this stuff on my own. It isn't like they told me. They were doing the 40-40-40 plan because they didn't know, all right? And I had to learn it as I rose through the ranks in corporate, I had friends that really told me, hey, by the way, this is how it's done. Once I learned, I'm like, I went all in. And I can assure you, real estate's the way to do it. This is, again, how the wealthy people do it. And that's how they get wealthy and they stay wealthy in real estate. Because again, not only do you get the passive income, you also get the tax advantages that come along with it that you don't get with anything else. You don't get the depreciation, the accelerated depreciation that you do in real estate. You don't get that with stocks. You don't get that with ETFs. You don't get that with crypto. You don't get that with any of that stuff. You certainly don't get it on your job, of course, right? Why would you get that, right? However, what that real estate depreciation does is help you offset all that earned income that you get. Okay, that's one thing it does. It's extremely powerful if you can do that kind of stuff, right? So that's why real estate is the best and only way to get that passive income. I can't think of anything else. And I've done the research, guys. I've looked. I've tried to find it. And when you consider real estate, think about it for a second. If you wanted to go to B of A right now and ask B of A, hey, bank manager, I would like to borrow $1 million so I can buy Bank of America stock. The person would probably look up at you and then point at you and laugh right in your face, right? What are you talking about? Of course they're not going to do that. But if you ask them for $1 million to go buy a cash flowing asset in their neighborhood that they can actually go see, they'll be happy to give you that loan. They're so disappointed in their own stock that they can't even invest in themselves, right? But they will invest in real assets. Isn't that weird, right? It's pretty funny to me. So here's the thing. You have to invest in hard assets that produce cash flow. And if you're not really, like, maybe you don't have the time or the inclination to put all these deals together, there's teams, like our team actually does that kind of stuff too. So we do that kind of stuff. We go out and we underwrite the deals. We try to find the deals and we negotiate with the lenders, with the brokers, with the sellers, all that stuff. Okay? Because here's the thing, all right? We built out our whole team of excellent people because nobody goes anywhere without having earned income first and then getting to that passive income where you want to end up, right? We know that. That's why we built out the team to help other people get to that passive income state as well, okay? For you, if maybe you're doing the earned income thing right now, that's okay. I was there too. I did it, but now is a time to really think about, hey, how do I get out of this earned income game? Like, how long do you really want to do it? You know, for me, it was a case where I really wanted to get my time back and really spend it the way I want to spend my own time. Because like I said before, you only have so much life force on this planet. We're only here for a certain amount of time. And none of us really know. And I say none of us, I'm talking about the 9 billion people that are on this planet. Nobody knows what happens after the off switch is kicked on. Done. We're in the box. Nobody knows. Do you really want to spend it doing what you're doing right now? Think about that, right? Do you really want to? Or would you rather spend it maybe at home with your family, maybe traveling, maybe do something that you really, really want to do? And if that's the case, then that means making the leap to the passive income area, so to speak, is where you really need to be. So getting to that earned income, earn as much as you can, and invest it in passive income streams. With appreciation of that asset, you get to depreciation, so you can take it on your earned income, all right, and put more of that money to work. It's what all the wealthy folks do. They very rarely throw a bunch of money at stocks and bonds and ETFs. Very rarely does that ever happen unless they have some sort of inside knowledge, right? And again, I'm not hating on those tools. If you're really, really good at that stuff, I have friends that are really good at doing the stock thing. Hey, whatever, fine, do it. If it helps you, do it. Go ahead. But all that cash needs to be rolled into passive income, all of it. All of it. You get the huge tax advantages that come with it, the tax deductions. If you were to put it into, say, one of our deals where we have an opportunity zone fund, you get to keep all those gains right into the fund. You get to roll it all in. It's amazing stuff, right? People don't really talk about that, right? You won't see that I can assure you that your fund manager will not talk to you about that kind of stuff. They don't want you to, right? They want to keep your money in their stock scenario. Think about that, right? It's wild. Well, like I said before, my team and I, we identify, we acquire, and we manage these income-producing properties that provide opportunities for investors to preserve wealth and get that consistent cash distributions, all while appreciating the asset too. So if you like real estate as much as I do, and I like real estate a lot, all right, you want to be part of these types of deals, right? Maybe you don't have the time or the inclination. Maybe you don't have the resources. It's okay. It's okay. Look, I'll include a link in the description. You could book a call, set a time. Happy to talk to anybody about this, right? But like I said before, I'm the one that picks the deals. I sign off on the debt. My team and I, we run and manage all the properties, and you're the one that gets paid. It's a great deal, okay? It really is. And sometimes the best bet is not to try to do this on your own, and rather invest with a team and as a partner, because that's what you are. You're a partner in the deal too. So you're not doing all the heavy lifting on your own, right? Because here's the thing, guys. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That's it. Until life force is all used up. All right, that's what Warren Buffett says. And it's 100% true. So that's why that passive income is the way to creating that wealth and financial security that you're going to need for yourself, for your life, for your family, for your kids. And the thing is, though, is that Jerome Powell says that the Fed is going to continue increasing rates until the inflation's at 2%. Now, we're nowhere near that, all right? We're nowhere near that. And we're starting to see the effects of inflation. We've already have. You see it in the gas prices. You see it in the food prices. If any of you guys bought eggs lately, you see where that's at too. The currency, the little pieces of paper that they're printing into oblivion, has got to be thrown into hard assets. It's got to, okay? You want that money working for you. You don't want to have cash in the bank. You want to be invested in hard assets that produce that cash. And then as that asset increases in value, as the rents continue going up, you're getting more of that cash is coming in. Okay. And then what's even better is that you can eventually pass that asset that you bought on to future generations if you wish. Right? That's a great thing about it. So anyway, guys, if you want to know more about how this stuff works, or you want to move that currency, that crap dollar that they're printing into oblivion, you want to move into a cash flowing assets, click that link in the description. Like I said before, book a call. Happy to talk more about what we're doing out here too, okay? So real estate has the potential to really generate that passive income, okay? If you're at earned income right now, you're at that level. Your intent now is to save as much money as you can so you can start jumping into the passive income by investing in a deal, okay? Whether you do it by yourself, you can do it by yourself, or you can do it you can partner with other people, right? But make sure when you do that, they know what the hell they're doing. A lot of charlatans out there, a lot of gurus out there. Make sure you trust them, make sure you like them, okay? And invest with them, you know, if you can't do it by yourself, right? There's plenty of ways of getting into this game, you know? So, carefully choosing the right real estate assets makes all the difference in the world. Depends on what you're looking for. Every single asset class has their own risk tolerance, has their own, how can I say, return profile, all right? And depending on what you're looking for, they could satisfy your need for that passive income. The thing is, though, in all cases, if it's done properly, if you're investing properly, all these real estate assets are a hedge against inflation. And I'm going to tell you right now, inflation is not going away. I don't care what the media says. It's not going to happen. It can't. It can't. The dollar is continuing to lose value over time. If you study any currency, you'll see that that's happening. And that's more reason why all your money needs to be put into hard assets, right? Especially look around. Raw materials are increasing, labor is increasing, construction is increasing, everything's increasing, all right? It's becoming way more expensive. That means that the value of the dollar is diminishing. It's putting pressure on all these other things to reduces the buying power of the dollar, right? So anyway, like I said, wrapping it up here, real estate is really the way to provide that passive income. All right, it is the only way that we know how it will provide you with passive income, provide you and your family with safety and security as the inflationary pressure continues, and it will continue, okay? And this is what you really want to do to protect yourself, protect your family, right? So if you're able to choose a nice, stable stream of income, this is the best way to do it, all right? Safeguard your cash, safeguard your wealth against inflation by investing in real estate. Nothing else out there. There's no better game in town, guys. No better game in town. Anyway, so we're on this webinar right now. I don't really see any questions here, but I'll tell you what, if there are any questions in the after we upload this video, go ahead and drop them in the comments here. It's going to be up on YouTube. Go ahead and drop them in there and we'll follow up with you. Or listen, I'm on LinkedIn all the time. We're on Instagram. We're anywhere. Just go ahead and hit that DM me and we'll get back to you. Or click on that link. Okay, we'll include a link if you want to know more information about what we do and how we do it, okay? Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next week.